afternoon and welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I'm going to be making the game Yahtzee in Python. I am not kind of going over the basics of Python. I assume you'd have prior knowledge. If not, that's okay. I just will not be going over like variables and necessarily things I'm doing. More so just my thought process going through and creating this game. Again, my code's not perfect, but it's how I learned and what I'm comfortable with, so please follow along. I'll probably break this up into parts so it's easier to follow and just digest in general. But as you can see on my screen, we are starting with tkinter. This is the bare bones kind of skeleton outline I always use for my tkinter projects. And as you see, when I ran it, it gave me this tiny box. And so today what I kind of want to do is just get the scoring set up, basically. Not all the functionality, but the buttons of the scores and things of that nature. That is where I wanted to start. So the first thing I'm going to do is I always like to have that window main loop at the bottom of the code. So I just kind of space that all the way down there. It gives me kind of more room to work. And the first thing I want to do is maybe just start with a simple for loop. And for right now, I'm just going to do like 12. You know what? Let's actually start with this because I know I'm going to be needing this later. And I do have this copied over here. So let me just grab that real quick. I like to create my variables, and I'm going to shove that down so my variables can all stay up here. So we're going to do a dictionary of all the various scores and things that I kind of foresee we would need for this. And so I'm just going to paste this a couple times, and we're just going to do like 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and I'm going to do one more for right now and do 6s. And then just in the name we're doing the same thing, just capitalizing it this time. And that's not how you spell 3, but there we go. 4s, 5s, and 6s. With the scores, obviously it's just putting their amount for the first bunch. And IDs, I'm just starting at 0 and working my way up. So that is what that first part would look like. And then after this, usually on a Yahtzee sheet, which I don't have pulled up for whatever reason, there is the bonuses section. So if you score so many points in the bonus section, you get additional points if you score so high in the top. So for right now, I'm just going to do the bonuses and include it within here. And I don't need to do this. We know I'm just going to do a little space so I know where I am. And we're just going to keep going down the line because we're going to need these eventually. So like I said, we're going to do bonuses, and then we are going to do 3 of a kind. I'm just going to do that to make it a little bit simple. 4 of a kind, and then we got full house. That's not how you spell house. And after those, we got the small straight. And we're almost done actually, so I'm just going to finish it out. I think we need 3 more, and then we got large straight, and after that we got Yahtzee, and we have chance. And again, we're just going to go back through and name these just kind of quickly. Large straight, small straight, full house, 4 of a kind. Oops. 3 of a kind. And sorry, I'm going back and forth between all these. This is how I have found it the easiest, just going to go through. When you receive a bonus, is 35 points, so that's why I do that there. And this will be a 6. 3 of a kind. This will be kind of done differently. For right now, I'm just going to give it a score 0, and I'll kind of go back later and tweak that. Same thing with 4 of a kind, since it's however many dice times that number. So for right now, I'm just going to do that. This ID will be 8 though. Full house is a score of 25, and again we're going to change that to a 9. I'm just going to go through these real quickly so I don't have to keep going back and forth. 12 and 13. And from a small straight, the score is 30. Then it's 40. And then it is 50. And then for chance, it's going to add up all the dice. And so for right now, I'm just going to put 0. And just to kind of condense that down. So this is all the scores that are available. And basically now I'm just going to throw them all in a list. And it's as easy as just doing this and writing everything out, which sucks, but 5s, 6s, bonuses, and then we have 3 of a kind, 4 of kind, and let me just go ahead and make this a little bit wider so we can see it. 4 of kind. We got the full house. I kind of like my spacing, so you'll see me not make it so condensed. 4 of a kind, full house, and then we got small straight, large straight, and then Yahtzee, of course, and chance. And we'll close that off, and let me just expand that so we can kind of see everything. So this is what I have so far. Again, all we did just was identify some variables that will help us along the way. So after this, what I like to do is, those are my variables. I'm going to go in between those tkinter window. This, I would consider this the start, and that main loop on the bottom, the ending right down here. So in between those, like I was starting before, I'm going to do a for loop, and we're going to do actually for I in range length of the scores above. And what I like to do, although these are variables, I like to set them within here. And just for now, we're going to do this. Maybe I'll move it around, but C and R will be standing for column and rows within our creation of these score buttons. And what I really like to do with these programs that there's so many buttons to press, I like to do dynamic buttons, so I'm not sitting there doing 2 to 3 lines of code per button. So like for aces, 3 lines of code. For the 2s, 3 lines of code. Yahtzee, 3 lines of code. This is a little bit more dynamic and kind of just a little bit easier for your eyes and things like that. So right now I like to create I call it a dynamic variable. So I'm going to call it button score, and basically it's just going to be like button, and I'm just going to do like string I. So basically it'll just iterate, and it'll be button 0, button 1, button 2, and so on and so forth. And just so we know what that looks like, I will just print button score. I'm a big believer in just throwing some print statements in just to make sure you are on the right track. Within this for loop, if you ran it right now, it would just print out, like I said, button 0, button 1, button 2, button 3, all the way until you get to the last, till you get to the chance, which would be, I think, button 12. After this, you're going to want to do an if statement, and this will make more sense later. This is just how my mind is working, but I'm going to do if scores I, and we're going to do name. Oops, that is not how you do that. We're going to do, there we go, name is equal to bonus. I don't want bonus to be a button that otherwise someone could award it to themselves, so we're just going to make that something different, and this is just kind of how I do it. The globals that you see at the front of this basically takes a string and makes it a variable, a global variable, and that's what I'm doing here, is taking this button score up here where it's button 0 and turning it into a variable that I can attach something to. That's why I call it this like dynamic section. So we're going to do tk label master is equal to window, which is the name of our tkinter window. And then text is going to be equal to string of, we're going to do score I name, just like we did up above. So this will pull out like aces, 2s, 3s, 4s, chance. It'll pull out the name of the actual variable and put that on the button, or in this case the label for this one. And then I'm just doing width is equal to 12 to kind of keep everything consistent. And after that, we're just going to do another globals. And there's probably an easier way to do this, don't get me wrong. Like I said, this is just how I code and what I found has been easier, but there's probably better ways. So now we're going to grid it. That means just adding it to where we want to on this window to the left. And so we're going to do this r plus I. So again, now we're taking that r, which is 0, and adding whatever the number, the iteration is for that round. So then we're going to just do column is equal to C, which would just be 0 for all these. Paddocks, so how much are we going to space it on the x-axis is just going to be 2, and patty, how much we're going to space it on the y-axis is going to be 2 as well. So that's part 1. And then we just do the else statement. So if your button name's not bonus, then what are we going to do? And for time's sake, let's just copy and paste this. Put it right there, and instead of label, we're going to change it to button. We're still going to do this. We're still going to do this. We're still going to have width 12. The only difference now is that we want a command with this, and I'll kind of go into more details on that, but we're going to start with command is equal to lambda. Lambda, how I explain it, which is probably not right, but this is how I kind of do it, is I'm going to use that word dynamic again. This command, this function will not automatically run until the actual physical push of the button. So lambda is kind of contingent on the push of that button. So we're going to do lambda var is equal to string scores. No, wait, hold on. We're going to do command equals lambda var, and we're going to do string, and we're going to do button score actually. So we're going to do button score. And again, this is going to get a little wide, so let me just go ahead and make this just a tiny bit bigger for us. We're going to do var button score, and then we are going to do another variable. And I just do var2 is equal to string, and we're going to do scores I, and then we're going to do that name. We're going to pass along that name to a function. So we're going to do that, and then basically now we're going to call the function, which I'm just going to call it pushed for now, and we'll define that later. And we're just going to pass variable 1 and variable 2, or var and var2, and do that and that. As for the bottom part, that all looks good. The only thing we need now is to create that function, and I do it actually within the window as well. I don't know if you need to or not, but that's where I put it. So we defined it as pushed down here. So we're just going to do def push, and I am just going to call it score box and name of score. And basically we're just going to keep it simple for now, and we're just going to do print score box and print name of score. And let me just go ahead and do this, and just so everything's in frame, I'll kind of bring that back up a little bit. So you can see from top to bottom, this is what we have so far. Import tkinter stk. We have all of our variables. We put all of our variables, or all of our dictionary variables, into a list. This list is used to then iterate through each one of these, and from that we're going to pull out the name of it. If the name is equal to bonus, which is this one, if the name is bonus, then we're going to actually make that a label rather than a button. And now you can kind of see what I'm talking about when I run this. And it's, oh, I have a error actually. This is all, you know, part of the experience. Score is not defined on line 45, and it's been a while since I've done the shown line numbers. There we go. On line 45, score is not defined. Where is that? Line 45 in module. Oh, is it not score? Oh, it's scores, that's why. So this is actually scores, this is scores, that's already scores, so that should be good. If we save it and run it again, there you go. You see the buttons I print out right here. So button scores, this is all what's printing out. And then when I bring over that TK window, you see we have aces, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s. That bonus is not a button, it is a label. You got 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, full house, small straight, large straight, Yahtzee, and chance. At this moment, they're all active buttons. If I hit, let's say if I hit the 4s, it's going to print out button 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is button 3, and it's printing out the name of that, what's written on that button, which is 4s. I can go to large straight, and it's button 11, and it's large straight. I think that's it, all I'm going to cover for today. I will post more videos on the progress of this and kind of take it back and from where we left off. And I hope you enjoy this. Please let me know your thoughts, if this is kind of what you guys are looking for in a tutorial / kind of build with me kind of deal. So cool. Thank you guys. Have a good day.